Hello, Dr. Brant Hulsebus here, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. Ask the Chiropractor is my little podcast that I do when someone has a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care. I try to answer. I'm a chiropractor here in Rockford, Illinois. I'm a proud graduate of Palmer College of Chiropractic, and I'm happy to be the team chiropractor of the Rockford Ice Hogs. Let's dive into it. Hello, thank you for tuning in. So today's question has to do with why my back feels fine and then boom, now it doesn't. So everything's feeling great, everything's moving good. I do one thing and then boom, my back's out. Now I'm in horrible pain. I hear it all the time from patients. I bent over, I went to come up and my back went out. Why is it that when I bent over, came up, my back went out? I do that all the time. What did I do different this time? Or I got out of the car, and when I got out of the car, my back locked up. Did I get out of the car different? I don't understand. I've had this car for 4 years. Why would the getting out of the car do it now? Another one, I was brushing my teeth and I went to rinse my mouth. Boom, my back went out. Should I stop brushing my teeth? No. We hear this all the time. And everybody always is asking me, what's that one thing that I did? What's that one activity that we did? What's the one thing that made my back go out? Why is it that I got out of my car and all of a sudden it went out? Here's the secret. It didn't start then. It didn't begin when you did that, okay? You were already accumulating stress into your back. Think of it as smoking. Nobody ever said, I smoked one cigarette and I got lung cancer. And it wasn't the last cigarette you smoked that gave you the lung cancer. It was a lifetime of smoking that gave you lung cancer. It wasn't the last piece of candy you ate that made you overweight. It wasn't the last piece of sugar you ate that made you diabetic. It was a lifetime of eating sugar that made you diabetic. It wasn't the last acetaminophen that you took that caused your liver to flare up. It was a lifetime of acetaminophen that made your liver flare up. So what are some daily stresses that irritate your spine that we all do all the time? It's real easy. I'm doing one right now. I'm sitting down. Sitting to your spine is the same as sugar to your teeth. There's nothing biomechanically spinal friendly about sitting. When I sit, my lower back discs take more of the weight. I roll my shoulders forward, creating bad thoracic posture, and my chin protrudes out, destroying my cervical curve, increasing the stress on the area between my shoulder blades. And again, ruining one curve ruins the other curve. My lower back curve goes with it. And eventually I have to start wiggling around because my hips feel off. I'm getting pain down my leg. That's all just from sitting. And when do we learn this pattern? When we were kids. What did we do with our kids? We'd send them to school and have them sit all day. How about lifting? How many of you can honestly say when you go to pick something off the floor, you squat down and grab it and stand up? That's how you're supposed to do it. Did you know that? We're meant to squat. We're meant to reach down, squat, pick things up. I often blame plumbers, the reason why we're so bad at squatting. If it wasn't for modern plumbing, we'd all go outside and squat more. Now, I'm not saying go out and do that, but we're really bad at squatting. You can really tell someone's overall biomechanic health by whether or not they can perform a simple squat. I was at Home Depot the other day getting stuff out of the bottom shelf, and I squatted down the way you're supposed to look in those shelves. I'm going through stuff, and some old guy looked at me and goes, "What are you, some type of yoga teacher?" And I'm like, "No, I'm a chiropractor." He goes, "Yeah, you would be," and walked away. So when we lunge to pick things up, we always lunge with the same leg. Lunging is when one leg goes forward, one leg goes back, and you bend down to grab things. You always go the same way. Same repetitive cycle over and over and over again, and we wonder why our lower back and hips get twisted up. So when we're lifting things, we have horrible, horrible biomechanics because we're not doing that squat. Most of us can't. Most of you listening to this video couldn't do the squat right now if you wanted to. Next thing is posture. We sit all day, we look at computers all day, we look at phones all day, we read books all day. Our posture just gets destroyed from all the hunching over. And we take that with us. So when I hunched over all day, looking at phones, doing podcasts, and things like that, and I walk away, I stay with those shoulders forward and my head forward. And that doesn't really hurt. It's going to create fatigue faster, but it doesn't really hurt. But then I grab something with that bad posture and I'm in a vulnerable position. Now I've got problems and issues. Last one is sleep. Most of you sleep the same way you sit. Put your arms in front of you, put your head out. Same position as typing all day. Exact same position. Difference is when you're sleeping, you're not moving. At least when you're typing, you're looking around the room, your arms and shoulders are moving. When you sleep, you just sit there locked in that forward head posture position, shoulders forward, head forward, and you sleep like that all night long. And you get up in the morning and you blame your pillow. It's not your pillow, it's your posture. So these things all add up. So we're starting off with sitting, lifting wrong, bad posture, bad sleep posture. And then we ask ourselves, we had this hunched over, this attitude. Then we go to like brushing our teeth and we come up like, oh, I can't believe brushing my teeth caused that. No. Sleeping with bad posture for 10 years caused that. Having a desk all day long caused that. Being in front of a screen all day caused that. Picking up your socks won't cause your back to go out. Lunging to pick them up for the 500th time will cause your back to go out, and not squatting. Twisting real quick. Oh, my back went out. I can't believe I turned that way. No, they didn't make your back go out by turning that way. It made your back go out because your posture was already bad and you were already in a vulnerable position. So, why wait till the body sends a signal of pain, right? Why do it? As a chiropractor, we look to see where you're compensating. My head goes forward, other parts of my spine have to change to balance that out. A lot of times I'm with my kids, we'll be in a public place and I'll watch people walk. I'll tell them that person has an L4 problem, that person has an SI problem, this person has a C5 problem. You just see it by watching it. Pain's usually the last thing that happens. Right? We start to compensate for the lack of motion areas, the fixation areas, and pain comes after we just can't do it anymore. The straw that broke the camel's back, you've heard that? I don't want to say it's how we diagnose people, but there's some truth to that old saying. So what do people usually ignore when these things are starting to build up? Stiff. I'm really stiff. I feel like I gotta loosen up. Tight. Oh man, my shoulder's so tight. I don't know why my shoulder's so tight. It has a lot to do with the fact that you've been hunched over all the time. Fatigue. I tire out a lot faster than I used to. Of course you do. You're asking your muscles to keep doing things the way they're not supposed to. If you had a good neck curve, you would distribute the weight of your head evenly amongst all your vertebrae. The human head weight is about the same as a bowling ball. So if you had a good round curve, it'd be like carrying a tray on your hand. You can go a lot longer than trying to carry the tray straight in front of you with your arm outwards. So when your head comes out, you're asking all the muscles in your neck to compensate, to carry all that extra weight. Where biomechanically you were designed to distribute that weight evenly, now it's all crashing in a couple of vertebrae. Those vertebrae get tired. When your hips are rotated, your leg twists and turns, your left leg's taking a longer step than your right leg because you get this rotation going on. That muscle is constantly under torque, constantly tight, constantly being stretched and irritated. And you wonder why that leg tires out so fast. Well, you're asking it to work overtime every step you take. And then we see is reduced motion, like I just said. Short stride on the right side, long stride on the left side, short stride on the right, long stride on the left. We have to change our motion to compensate for this. And if it's in the neck, we see the Frankenstein turn. When they can turn their head, their chin, maybe 5 degrees, and the rest of their body will turn. So if someone's whole torso is turning to see on side to side rather than just their neck, we know there's reduced motion in there. Huge clue to what's going on. So what do? You go see a chiropractor. You go see the chiropractor and tell them what's going on. Go see the chiropractor and tell them that I was feeling great and all of a sudden I'm not. Because you know what this is not from? This is not from a lack of acetaminophen. This is not from a lack of medication. It could be from a lack of stretching, a lack of activity, sure. But if you listen to previous podcasts, if it was from muscles being tight from overuse, as soon as you stretch it would go away, it would stay away. So you go see the chiropractor, they're going to look to see what's not working biomechanically wise. What we would do is we would lay you down, we would measure your feet length, see what's different, what's the same. We'd have you lift and lower your legs, we'd have you turn your head to the left and right, we'd see how you're biomechanically working to see where the compensations are. Next thing we do is we go up and down and do a chiropractic exam on your spine. See how you're laying with high shoulder, low shoulder. Feel your vertebrae, see what's moving and not moving. And lastly, we probably usually match our findings with imaging to see what's happening. And if we can find these spots, then we can go and start making these changes. We also will talk to you, coach you a little bit about your everyday activities. Boy, your neck posture is bad. we have to give you some homework to do on this neck posture to make this neck posture better. Because what you're doing, you're going to end up with a really bad neck in the future if you don't make a change. We're going to find out your hip rotation, what you're doing in your hips wrong, what's causing the issue. Teach you how to do a squat, teach you how to bend and move better. Maybe even bring in some friends, like here in Rockford, Illinois, where I'm a chiropractor. Down the street from me is a place called Movement Fitness. I'd send you down there with them, their strength coaches, and I'd say, teach this person how to do a squat. Their lower back and hips not getting arthritis depends on you teaching them how to do a squat. So go in and get checked. Now, do you have to have all these symptoms to get checked? Do you have to have the pain and all the discomfort? Absolutely not. You can go in and get checked by a chiropractor tomorrow. They say, what are you in for today? I'm just in for a wellness visit. I want to make sure that I don't have any underlying things that can make me worse later. Chiropractors should be able to do the things I just described. Now, if you're in pain, you're probably going to come in a few days in a row. If you go in pain-free, you're going to probably do 1 or 2, 3 days in a row. Then after that, back off right away. Because we're not fighting your inflammation because you didn't wait for your bucket to be overflowing before you had the flare-up. You got it ahead of time. So you can definitely get in ahead of time. And if you got these physical jobs, you got these sitting positions, you do the things I described, going and getting checked before it's a flare-up is a lot more fun than dealing with a flare-up. Now, you could ask a physical therapist, a massage therapist, maybe your family doctor these questions, ask them whether or not you can help them. But that person you're asking is not a chiropractor. They do not know how to look for the things that we look. It's not part of their training. No more is me knowing the right prescription to give to you for a rash on your forearm. I'm not taught. That's not part of our chiropractic education. It's part of a medical education because a medical doctor gives medicine and a chiropractor does chiropractic. So I wouldn't ask my family doctor, my massage therapist, my strength coach, or anybody else, a PT, about whether or not I should go to the chiropractor. The only person qualified to answer that's a chiropractor. If you're in Rockford, Illinois, you want me to check you, come on in. I'll be more than happy to give you a straight answer. If you're not in my area, go to chiropractic.org, chiropractic.org. That's our national association. You can look for a chiropractor in your area who probably thinks a lot like me and can work with you. Thanks for tuning in and listening. I appreciate you. And remember, if you have a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care, the only person qualified to answer that question is a chiropractor. Thank you.